Adesola and Tobi were the model couple in their small village. They were well known for their love, their bond, and the way they always supported each other. Their relationship was admired by everyone around them, and they were often held up as an example of what true love should look like. Their love seemed unshakable until something unexpected happened. Adesola became pregnant. At first, the news of Adesola's pregnancy brought joy to the couple. They had talked about starting a family, and this seemed like the perfect step forward. But as the pregnancy progressed, things began to change. Adesola's attitude shifted, and her once loving demeanor toward Tobi became cold and distant. She started to resent him, blaming him for the discomfort, the pain, and the burden she carried as her pregnancy advanced. Tobi was confused. He didn't understand why Adesola's feelings had changed so drastically. He tried to help her, to be there for her, but no matter what he did, it seemed to make things worse. Adesola's anger grew, and Tobi found himself at a loss for how to fix their relationship. Desperate for answers, Tobi began to dig deeper into Adesola's past, searching for anything that could explain this sudden shift in their once perfect relationship. As Tobi searched for answers, he stumbled upon something unexpected. Hidden deep in the folds of Adesola's family history was a dark secret, a curse that only revealed itself when a child was conceived. The curse had haunted Adesola's family for generations, passed down from mother to daughter, and now it had found its way into their lives. Tobi was shocked, but he knew that if they were going to save their relationship and protect their child, he would have to confront this curse head-on. Adesola's resentment continued to grow as the pregnancy progressed. She could feel the weight of the curse pressing down on her, and it made her angry at Tobi for putting her in this position, angry at herself for not knowing, and angry at her family for keeping such an important secret. Her relationships with her friends and family also became strained, as they tried to comfort her, unaware of the dark cloud that loomed over her. Tobi was determined to break the curse, but he knew that it wouldn't be easy. He sought help from the village elders, hoping that their knowledge of the old ways might offer a solution. The elders told him that the curse had been placed on Adesola's ancestors long ago by a powerful sorceress who had been wronged. The curse was meant to cause suffering to every woman in the family who bore a child, ensuring that they would never know peace in motherhood. Despite the elders' warnings, Tobi refused to give up. He knew that Adesola's love for him was still there, buried beneath the layers of anger and pain. He just had to find a way to reach her, to remind her of the love they once shared. But as the curse continued to take hold, Adesola's condition worsened. Her health began to decline, and it became clear that they were running out of time. Tobi's search for answers took him on a journey into the heart of the village's history. He uncovered ancient texts and forgotten rituals that spoke of curses and how they could be broken. He learned that the only way to lift the curse was through a ritual that required the participation of both Adesola and her ancestors. The ritual would force Adesola to confront the pain of her family's past and seek forgiveness for the wrongs that had been done. Adesola's family had kept the curse hidden from her, hoping that it would never resurface. But now, with the pregnancy, the curse had returned with full force. Adesola's mother and grandmother finally confessed the truth to her. They revealed that the curse had been placed on their family generations ago, after a betrayal involving dark magic. Adesola's great-grandmother had made a terrible decision that had resulted in the curse, and every woman in the family had suffered since. With this newfound knowledge, Adesola and Tobi realized that breaking the curse would not only require them to confront the curse itself but also to heal the wounds that had been festering in their family for generations. The ritual would be difficult, but it was their only hope. They sought guidance from the village's spiritual leaders, who agreed to help them prepare for the ceremony. The curse's grip on Adesola was tightening. Her health continued to deteriorate, and Tobi was more desperate than ever. He reached out to neighboring villages, hoping to find someone who had experience with curses like this. In one such village, he met an elder who had seen similar curses before. The elder told him that the only way to break the curse was through love, unconditional love that could transcend the pain and suffering of the past. With this advice in mind, Tobi returned home to Adesola. He told her everything he had learned and reassured her that they could break the curse together. He reminded her of the love they once shared and vowed that he would stand by her, no matter what happened. Adesola, weakened by the curse, finally let go of her anger. She realized that Tobi wasn't the enemy, he was her ally in this fight, and together, they could overcome anything. The ritual took place under the light of the full moon, with the entire village gathered to witness. Adesola stood before the ancestral altar, surrounded by her family, as Tobi held her hand. The spiritual leaders chanted ancient prayers, calling upon the spirits of Adesola's ancestors to help lift the curse. Adesola, for the first time, felt the weight of her family's history and the pain that had been passed down through the generations. As the ritual progressed, Adesola began to see visions of her ancestors, women who had suffered because of the curse. They spoke to her, telling her their stories and revealing the pain they had endured. Adesola cried as she listened, feeling the weight of their suffering. But as she cried, she also felt a sense of release. The anger and resentment that had been building inside her began to fade, replaced by a deep sense of forgiveness. When the ritual ended, Adesola collapsed into Tobi's arms. The curse had been broken, but the toll it had taken on her body was immense. She would need time to recover, but for the first time in months, she felt a sense of peace. The village rejoiced, knowing that the dark cloud that had hung over Adesola and Tobi's family had finally been lifted. Tobi stayed by Adesola's side as she healed. He, too, had been changed by the ordeal. The guilt he had carried for not understanding Adesola's pain weighed heavily on him, but he knew that they had both grown stronger through the experience. Their love, once strained by the curse, was now stronger than ever. Together, they had faced a challenge that had broken many before them, and they had emerged victorious. As Adesola recovered, she and Tobi began to prepare for the birth of their child. The pregnancy, once a source of pain and fear, now became a symbol of hope and new beginnings. Adesola's health improved with each passing day, and soon, she was able to walk through the village again, her head held high. The day finally came when Adesola went into labor. Tobi was by her side the entire time, holding her hand and encouraging her as she brought their child into the world. When their baby girl was born, the couple wept tears of joy. It was a moment of pure happiness, the culmination of months of struggle and pain. Their daughter was healthy, beautiful, and free from the curse that had plagued their family for so long. Adesola and Tobi chose a name for their daughter that honored both of their families. The name held deep spiritual meaning, symbolizing the strength and resilience that had carried them through their darkest moments. It was a name that would remind their daughter of the love and sacrifice that had brought her into the world. Motherhood transformed Adesola in ways she hadn't expected. The anger and resentment that had once consumed her were gone, replaced by a deep and abiding love for her child. She marveled at the miracle of life, grateful for the chance to raise her daughter in a world free from the shadows of the past. Tobi also found redemption through his daughter. The guilt he had carried for so long began to fade as he devoted himself to being the best father he could be. He and Adesola worked together to create a loving and supportive environment for their child, determined to break the cycle of pain and secrecy that had defined their family for generations. With the curse lifted, the village returned to a state of peace. The dark aura that had once surrounded Adesola and Tobi's family was gone, and the community embraced them as symbols of resilience and hope. The couple, now stronger than ever, began to rebuild their lives. They focused on raising their daughter and helping others in the village who faced challenges of their own. In time, Adesola and Tobi visited the graves of their ancestors to offer prayers of gratitude and forgiveness. They understood that the curse had been born out of pain and betrayal, but they also knew that they had the power to create a new legacy for their family. Their journey had been difficult, but it had brought them closer together and strengthened their bond. As their daughter grew, Adesola and Tobi looked to the future with hope and optimism. They dreamed of the life their daughter would lead, free from the burdens of the past. They knew that they had broken the curse not only for themselves but for future generations as well. The story ends with Adesola and Tobi watching their daughter take her first steps. They reflect on the journey they've been through, knowing that their new legacy will not be one of curses or pain, but one of love, strength, and the power of family to overcome any obstacle. Tobi and Adesola's story is a reminder that life is full of surprises, some good and some bad. But it's how we react to those surprises that truly matters. It's a story of love, growth, and the power of embracing the unexpected. What do you think about Tobi and Adesola's story? Have you ever been in a similar situation where you had to share a secret with someone? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you find value in this video, please support the channel by subscribing, share and hit the notification bell for more stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.